Yo, Banter fam, what's happening? As you can see in the tile, I'm saying it is crunch time. We are either going to get a very violent move to the downside or we're going to get a very violent move to the upside. Either way, we have to be prepared, not only on short trade sort of view. There is a few short-term trades, which I'll go through now, but also for preparing your whole portfolio for what is about to happen. It's either about to get really deadly out there and we have to go into protection mode for what we have left, or we're going to have an absolute massive explosion. We have very key indicators that are going to give us either give us an indication on which direction we're going to be going. And I'm saying that it's going to happen in the next 24 hours, that we're going to get a violent move either to the up or the downside, and we got to be prepared either way. So guys, no more wasting time. This is a massive, massive, massive show. Let's get into it. Jimmy?
Click, click. Have you heard the news? What? With his finger on the pulse, it's like Sheldon knew. Click, click. When the sniper shoots, we got Sheldon on the charts, so we never lose. Enter the sniper, sharpshooter advisor. Enter the sniper, he marks the charts right. Enter the sniper, he's calling the cycles. So enter the sniper, click, click, click. Time to be dedicated, sniper mode is activated. Explosions in the market are in target, and Sheldon demonstrates. Mirror, mirror on the wall, Master Sheldon tell us all. We got Sheldon on the charts, so we never lose. Enter the sniper, sharpshooter advisor. Enter the sniper, he marks the charts right. Enter the sniper, he's calling the cycles. Enter the sniper, click, click. Enter the sniper.
Yo, Banter fam, hope you're having a fantastic day. Let's start off this way. Let's roast Sheldon, okay? Roast Sheldon. We've been stopped out on short-term trades the last 3 times. So I'm giving you 30 seconds to type in whatever roast you want in the comments. And then I'm going to hit a streak now, and I'm going to kick all of your asses, and it's all going to be long past and gone. So please go ahead, get it out of your system. Just say, Sheldon, we've been stopped. I'm proud for the protection. I'm proud for all the learning that we've got. I'm proud that we have been learning in a very tough stage of the market. And I'm willing to prove every single damn doubter wrong. So doubt me. Now's your time. Put it in the comments. Bring it. Roast it, roast it, roast it. I never quit, and we're never going to quit. To all of those guys, to anyone that is brand new, smash a like, smash a subscribe button. Make sure you're following myself on Twitter, Sheldon_Sniper. Make sure you are following, you're on our newsletter, which you'll find on my Twitter page. You get free alpha there every day. Make sure you're on the Telegram group. Guys, everything is in the description below. Roast, 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 roast. Get out your system. Bring it. Bring it. Come. Let's go. Come on. Bring it. I'm ready for you. I'll dodge every single shot you got, and then I'm going to hit that sneaky one and knock you out and show you that I'm not quitting. I'm not giving up. I'm here to stay, and I'm about to take a whole damn sniper army with me, and we're about to kick ass. Time to get ready. Time to get all of the shit out of your damn system. And it's time for us to stop crying over what has happened, because it has been sore. I've wanted to cry many times along this damn journey, and it is time to make it all damn back, and it's time to kick ass, and time to get everything lifted again. Get the spirits up, get everything moving again, and let's get into the damn shit. So let's jump in here. I hope you're all feeling pumped. To all of those, bring it. I see the comments are flying. Comment, 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 comment. Come on, get involved. I want to see all of it. Get it out the damn system, because I need you guys fresh. I need you thinking. I need you guys ready for what's about to happen. Either way, we are going to have a successful week. I'm positive, I am strong, and we all need to be the damn same within all of it. So first thing, guys, before I jump into the charts, we do give a lot of different calls. We go through live trading shows where I do short time frame things for you guys. I do a lot of different things. If you do, remember, this is educational purposes only. If you do agree with my analysis, and you have done your own research, and you are going to be taking trades that we're going to be doing, look to be opening your accounts below. We have a new one, which is massive. It's called BitGet. I'm really enjoying the platform. It's great for the US guys, because the US guys are saying ByBit they can't use, and a lot of the exchanges they can't use. So BitGet is great. No KYC, no KYC. So this is a big one. Remember, with the exchanges, guys, just have money on exchanges that you are trading. The rest should be in long-term wallets. And not on these exchanges until we're out of this messiness. We can see there's a few giants that are starting to shake a little bit. So just make sure your funds are protected. But if you guys are trading and you are looking at joining the journey, we have ByBit over here. Remember, we do have all the bonuses that you get by depositing. You get up to $4,200 in bonuses over there. We then have the BitGet, where we get a sign-up bonus up to $8,000. 15% discount on the trading fees. That's why I use the link below. It's the only way you can be getting part of that. We have CoinPanel, which is one of the best spot trading tools out there. You get my charts. You got Sniper in your pocket. You get my charts all the time. That is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful tool for you to use when you are learning, because you got all the trend lines, you got all the stuff. You can see how to actually do the stuff. It's a brilliant, brilliant, brilliant trading tool for you guys to use. We have Binance and a few other exchanges. Remember, we do have the trading competition on ByBit right now, where there's 10 days left to enroll. And if you do want to do that and be a part of the Sniper Squad, you will basically click on this link over here and you will link your ByBit account to that, and it will start tracking. It will start tracking your P&L. It's a great way to test yourself. You know, if it's not there to even go in there to win or to do crazy things, it's a great way to test yourself, to see how you're doing out there compared to others. And I think it will just be a great learning curve, because there's more of them that are going to come later on in the year, and then we can see how we progress as a channel. I see there's 1,000 comments. I'll give you one last shot before I open the charts. One more. Come on, throw them at me. Any more? Is it out of your system? Are we done? Can I get into the charts now? Are all the haters gone? Please get out of here. Like, just move. Just get out, and please. Bye-bye. To the guys that want to kick ass together, I'm here. Let's do this. Let's jump on. Let's have a look. Show us our ByBit tattoo. No ByBit tattoo for me. I'm sorry. So guys, let's jump on here. I do have my trading partner, Mama Sniper. She is here. I'll bring her on shortly. We're going to go through. I got some short-term views for you guys, as well as a very, very, very critical pattern. Like a massive pattern. I think people don't understand that this pattern right now is very important, and you have to be focused at this point, because a big shift is coming again. Bitcoin can maybe go to 10K from here. And if you're not ready and prepared for it, and you don't protect anything more, you're going to go through some more damage. Or we can have a breakout and Bitcoin goes to 25K from here. Like, you know, or at least 23, 24. Like, we can start a relief bounce to all of the damage, and we got to be prepared for either way. Now, the interesting stat about this pattern is 68% of it usually falls to the downside. So this pattern that's currently playing out here, it's basically like, you know, when you have a bull flag, when the market rips up and it goes sideways like this, and we form this flag, it's usually a strong probability we break out to the upside and we continue. Now, if you go have a look at this pattern on the 4-hour or the 8-hour where we're currently at right now, we're forming the flag in the opposite direction. So 68% of the time, this actually goes this way. Okay. Now, so that means the probabilities right now, you're sitting 68% that the pattern can play out to the downside. Okay. Now, that just means if we break through to these areas over here, I'll go through the lows that we can possibly get into, and I'll show you the emergency indicator that you need to track this. Now, if that happens, cool. We know we break into the downside. Now, if we have the other break to the opposite side, which is a 32% chance of where we are right now, it's usually a very violent break. Now, if you go have a look at this, you can go see that on one side over here, we have a very strong boost to the down. And if we do have that 32% chance breaking out, the move on the opposite side is nearly just as quick as the one that happened this side over here. So now it gets quite interesting, right? Because the market has been boring as shit. Let's be very honest about it. It's been very boring. It's like, what the hell? It sort of feels, I see a lot of guys talking about that it's back to the 2018 sort of levels, where it just sat like it's $6,000 for like 6 months and moved a couple $100, and it just did nothing for that sort of time. And people are saying it's starting to feel like that sort of area again. And now we're getting the pattern to say, okay, something is going to happen. We're about to shift. Something's about to move. So the Fed will come out positive due to think. Let's see how that goes. You know what I mean? Let's see how that goes. We know we got some news, I think later on today or tomorrow, which will probably affect the stock market, move that a bit. And we know the crypto market is sort of, following the stock markets, following what's going on with all the crap and all of that. I think it's all a bunch of like, I don't know. But anyway, so let's jump in here quickly. Let me go through it. Let me go through what's happening here. So we now know the probabilities of this move. Now it's very simple. There's two lines in play. You jump to your 1 hour, you draw them both now. Very easy. You got the 1 hour trend line. There we go. Draw that up over there. And you got that big major trend break. The either one break, it is showing in the next 12 hours, one of them are going to break. The bottom break over here will send Bitcoin as a minimum back to the bottom range down over here. So sending the market back down another 10, 15%. A bigger move from Bitcoin and a bigger move from the altcoins. So that 1 hour trend over there is going to give you that indication, because we do have RSI starting to get to the top on the higher time frames. So it's getting to the crunch time now, where if there is a bullish breakout to this point, it needs to happen like now, because it needs to happen now and it needs to accelerate very quickly. Otherwise, we are going to break this trend and we are going to make our way back down to the range. Now, let's speak about that quickly. If we break that and we go down, my honest opinion is we won't hold the next support. Just what I'm feeling right now, if we drop that trend now and we come down here, I don't think we're going to hold the support. Now, if that does happen, let's jump quickly into the higher time frames here. Where does Bitcoin go? Firstly, we are on our last bit of support that's sitting on the last previous all-time high. That's currently what we're holding. We lose that, we have the probabilities of Bitcoin going to this support zone over here. If that pattern plays out and we get, because it's going to create a ton of fear again, it's going to create a ton of like, we are looking at Bitcoin going down to $14,000, $15,000, $12,000. So that's very important now, because are you 100% in the market right now? Can you afford another, if that line drops, can you afford possibly, it may only be a 10% drop, but can you possibly afford another 36% down on your portfolio? That's on Bitcoin. Let's actually go quickly look at the altcoins. That's Bitcoin, okay? Now, can you afford, if you're holding ETH right now or you're holding altcoins, for another 50 to 55% drop in your portfolio right now? If not, pay attention, because you're going to have to make some serious decisions if that line is broken today and we start to shift down to say that, whoa, I know I've been through damage, but you cannot allow your money portfolio to shrink to absolutely nothing, where it's going to be very hard to recover from. It is a scary thought. It's definitely a scary thought, but it's something to think about right now, because remember, the possibilities is a lot of damage has already been done at this stage, definitely. But the difference is, if it drops another 50% down, it really, really takes it now to a whole nother level again. It takes it to like a whole nother, like, wow, that's even more damage. And the difference is here is if you can protect yourself in that time with a certain part of your portfolio, you can be looking at farming another 30, 40, 50% more of your tokens. If the market breaks down now and it shows a lot of weakness now, and we got ETH go down to $500, $600, if you got out now, doesn't matter if you bought at $3,000, okay? If you got out now, you would have 30 ETH, let's say, or 20 ETH. If you got out and we tanked all the way down another 55%, you're able then to go buy back 45 to 50 ETH. So you weren't able to increase any dollars at that time, but you were able to nearly double the amount of ETH that you had in that time. And the sad scenario of it is, if the market goes bearish and it tanks another 50%, the only thing that you can do is make more tokens. The dollars are not there to be made if that scenario plays out. So the best thing that you can do there is protect your capital and to get as much more tokens as you can do in that time. That's the best strategy that you can do if the market turns bearish now. Okay, it's about time that there's no more sort of, the damage is done. You have to start on a clean slate right now. And the only benefit that you have, if we go very bearish, is to accumulate more tokens. That's the only option you got right now. Otherwise, you can hodl throughout the whole thing, but then you're hodling. We could stay in this range. Bitcoin can fall to 10K and it can stay there for the rest of the year. You know, if you're here for 2 years, 3 years, 5 years gap, you know, I do believe possibly a very small percentage of a hodl portfolio, something can ride through all of that, as long as you have more capital to take advantage if Bitcoin does go to 10K. So I think if you got some money, you'll be waiting patiently right now. And if you do have money to take advantage of Bitcoin goes to 10K, it's okay to have some part of your portfolio huddle through all of it. Then I agree with it. But if you don't have capital, and this is what you got, and this is what you've been through, like you have to go into serious protection mode and rather make more Bitcoin and make more ETH and make more THETA and make more MATIC and make more DOT, whatever tokens you've been accumulating, rather make more of those tokens if the market goes to, because what else are you going to do? You're sitting here thinking that you could do nothing, but there is something you can do, and you can at least grow your dollar, your coin count when the market does something like this. Then at least you're accumulating, and that will play a big role in the future. It will do something in the future. If we ever do have Bitcoin go back to 60K, and during these times you've accumulated another 30, 40, 50% more Bitcoin, it will play a massive role by the time you get back to those levels. Because remember, it's quite simple to calculate it. You know, if you had $2,000 or you had, you know, let's say $3,000 when you entered crypto and you bought one ETH at $3,000, you know, you had one Ethereum and your entry price is sitting at $3,000. So let me actually show you this quickly. It's very interesting because it's something to really calculate yourself. Let's even work off the all-time highs. Let's do this, for example. You were able to buy one Ethereum and you bought it over here. And now you've currently gone through all of this, okay? And the difference is now is it means that your one Ethereum, your average price is $3,000, okay? But in this time now, we go through a bit of a choppiness. The bearish scenario plays out. The absolute worst happens. And you were able to accumulate another ETH or 2 ETH in that time. So you're managed because you actually decided now, screw me crying over spoiled milk. How can I use, the market's not giving me dollars right now. It's not pumping, but it is dumping damn hard. And in those times, I can accumulate more tokens. So what it does is, in this now, let's say you make 1 or 2 more ETH. So right now, you're sitting on an entry of 1 Ethereum at this level over here. Now, all of a sudden, in this stage, you've managed to build yourself 2 or 3 ETH. Now you're sitting on 3 ETH. What that actually does is it now actually brings this entry price a lot further down. Because if you had 1 ETH that was valued at $3,000, that was what it was valued at, right? Now, all of a sudden, you have 3 ETH and it's valued at $3,000 or $2,000, right? Let's say you got 2 ETH. You got 2 ETH and that's valued at $2,000 right now. And ETH goes back to $2,500. All of a sudden now, your 2 ETH are now worth $5,000. Yet you only had 1 in this stage that was worth $3,000. So do you see the power of accumulating the tokens? Because if you could double up on your ETH or double up on your Bitcoin through the heavy dump stages, because what is a dump? A dump is just an opportunity to make more tokens. That's all that it is. You know what I mean? So even if you're dollar costing at the zone over here, you don't even understand. By accumulating more ETH and Bitcoin at this stage, you are actually averaging down your entry points. And what that means is, because you bought 1 ETH at this stage, if you don't build more ETH at this level over here, and all of a sudden, that means you have to wait for the market to go all the way up here just to be broken even, just to be even with the same amount of money that you had previously. Now, the difference is if you double your ETH in the stage over here, by the time ETH gets here now, you're broken even now. And you see the difference in the power of the strategy by thinking about that now. You just say, shit, the market's not giving me dollars, but if I build that, that means I'm bringing it down. It means if we do go back there, I'll actually be in profit. I'll actually be higher than what I was previously. Or are you going to wait for everything just to go back to all-time high, which we know can take a lot of time. It can take a lot of time for that to actually happen. So think about that, guys. Think about it. If the market's bearish now, it's not about anything. It's about you preserving your capital and knowing what to do if the market goes super bearish again now, or if it goes extremely bullish. What are you actually doing? Now, the difference now is if Bitcoin breaks this wedge to the upward side now, okay? Now it breaks it to the top and it moves in. it's showing very clearly now you have to be in the tokens. Because if you're not in the tokens, you're going to be losing tokens. And that means like with the dollars that you are currently sitting in, or these sort of things. If we break this level over here now, we are not promised. I don't care what anyone thinks. No one will ever be able to read the market perfectly, ever. Okay. But we are not promised if this breaks out and let's say Bitcoin goes back to 25K on a relief bounce, we are not promised that it's going to come lower and ever come to these zones again in the next few months. We're not. Because many times guys have called the bottom. Remember when the May crash happened last year? Everyone was saying Bitcoin's going to 10K. Okay. At first went to 69 and then it came back to 20K. So yes, they were calling it then, but everyone was bearish at that point. Everyone was shorting at that point. And what did the market do? The market ripped 300, 400% on the altcoins, at 100% on Bitcoin, and then it came down. So no one can ever promise. So you always have to use your account now, your money now, and strategize to what it is. So now let's talk about, I think I've gone through the bearish scenario quite a bit. And just to reiterate that one on what I was saying, if we drop here, 10% down on Bitcoin, I don't think we're going to hold the support. I think we're going down. What does that mean? 40% on altcoins, okay, to the downward side. Why am I saying this? This dominance is going to spike to the upward side at some point. And if Bitcoin drops the lows that it made previously, they're going to protect Bitcoin. They don't care about altcoins. Bitcoin will always be saving grace because it holds the most money in the crypto market. So altcoins are going to get absolutely ripped. If that happens, use it to your advantage and make more of the tokens that you want. That's my message to you. Now, let's jump into the bullish scenario. Let me turn off my phone here. Cool. Now let's turn into the bullish scenario. Okay. Now the bullish scenario is we break out of this wedge to the upward side today. Okay. The first thing that's going to happen if we break the top of this wedge today, I will check out Fantom for you guys, no problem. If we break the test of this wedge today, we are going to be looking at, we have one resistance here, two resistance here. We break through this, it's going to the next one. The next one's at 21. The next one's at 22. The one after that's at 23. So it's very aware. This is just working off a small scale. Okay. I'm going to jump to the highest time frame now on what could actually happen. Because remember what we said about this pattern. This pattern usually plays out bearish. And when the opposite happens to something with a probability of a 68% pointing bearish, if that 32% plays out, it happens very violently. Now, you know Bart Simpson, right? You've seen it many times where the coin goes up, pumps up, and then comes down just as hard. Very similar to what we're doing in the opposite direction. Big drop down, sideways, big push up. And as quick as we moved in this direction is as quick as we move in that direction over there. That's what the patterns show. And we've seen how history, it never does the exact same thing, but it always follows and it always rhymes. And it always, like, we've seen it many, many, many times. This was what happened with Bitcoin at this stage over here. Let's actually go in here. Where is it? Here we go. Look there. Look at the zone here. Look how fast we came down. Look how quick we came up. So this pattern does play out. It does play out very often as well. And if it does happen, are you going to be like, oh, Sheldon, but we're going down. We're going down. We're doing all these sort of things. What happens if that pattern does play and it goes up? Are you going to buy up here? Like, is that when you're going to get back? Like, drop the ego, drop about who's right and who's wrong. Play with what is there. And if it happens, be damn ready for it and make sure you're prepared for it. So if we break that line, I am making sure that I'm in my portfolio. I'm in the tokens. I'm in Bitcoin. I'm in ETH. I'm in some of the HODL portfolio, the dots and thetas and matics and whatever's a part of my portfolio. I'm in. Because if we rip over here, I'm not missing the opportunity of gaining some dollars back, and I'm not losing my tokens through the stage either. And technically, this is a pattern that's playing out. And if it plays out, the market's going to pump. Now, if the market pumps, let me give you the 4-hour analysis here. Let me give you the levels on where the market can pump to. It's not about who's right, who's wrong, bullshit. Like, screw that shit. It's about what the market does. And it's done it many, many, many times. Don't forget it. Don't forget it. We go there first. There's your first test on Bitcoin. Second test, we go there. Okay? Third test, we break out here. And where do we go? Bitcoin goes back to 29K. Now, this isn't talking about the reversal and Bitcoin's going to 50K. This is talking about a move that takes Bitcoin from $20,000 to $29,000. What does that mean? That means you can be looking at a 40% gain in Bitcoin. Now, are you going to allow your ego or listening to anyone on Twitter, not even listening to me? Like, I'm here to teach you guys. Like, I'm not always going to be right and always be wrong. Like, but are you going to miss the opportunity by being arrogant to who's right and who's wrong? That if this market pumps 40%, are you going to miss the opportunity if it happens? And you could see over here that this is what the pattern shows, that we can have the breakout here and we can rip 40% to the upward side. Stop denying it because it can happen. Now you go look at that 40% on Bitcoin, and then you go look at, okay, where on ETH now, because ETH's forming the same pattern in that region as well. And ETH takes ETH back to 1,700 to 1,900. Now look at that for ETH, 48% on ETH. Okay, we're going to look at it at, let's say, AVAX. There's the exact same pattern. Guys, we're in a very critical stage right now. We're in a massive, look at this. Like, look how we're forming a beautiful trend on AVAX right now. It's actually a very clear trend in that region. We break that line today and we close. AVAX is coming back down here. For the guys that are short-term trades, like, you should be drilling, you know what I mean, over short-term short. If that line breaks. If it breaks to the upside, we have one here, yes. But now let's go into the big boy play. Let's go look at all of this damage over here. We are looking at AVAX. If Bitcoin goes to 29K, AVAX is going back to these areas over here. It's not reversing any of the damage that's been done, but it's doing, it's called a relief bounce. It's called that a market never goes in a straight line, ever. If it pumps up very hard, we always have that retest and then we can continue. That's how a bull run works, right? Many, many times we've seen that. Same thing with the bear cycle. We go really fast down. We bounce up. We go really fast down. Do you see any bounce from this current wave? In this long wave down here, do you see any bounce? Any relief bounce? It's bearish. We are bearish right now, but do you see any relief bounce and then more damage? Like, do you see anything there? I see no damn relief bounce. I know a relief bounce is coming. Why? Because every single person on my Twitter wants to short. Every single one of my things are bearish. The whole world is bearish right now. Do you remember when Bitcoin was 60K? Please put it in the comments there. What was the whole market? The whole world was bullish, right? And when the whole market was bullish, what happened? You know what I mean? So stop taking the FUD so much. More just take it about what's the world thinking right now? And the whole world is damn bearish. So for me, that also just psychologically puts a view in that thing, like a relief bounce at some point. We are bearish right now. We can be in the situation for some time. But to counteract that a relief bounce, it is coming. And when it comes, are you going to spoil the thing about who's wrong, who's right? Or like I said, are you going to take advantage of it? Now, if this happens on AVAX now, we're going to see a ripping move from the altcoins. And this can look at taking AVAX from here to that area. You're looking at 180% to the upward side. Okay? Let's not even talk about the relief bounce being that big. Let's talk about it going here. Okay? And let's look from here. Relief bounce, 80%. So remember, I'm giving you guys the bearish view and I'm giving you the bullish view because you need to know both now and you need to be ready for both. Look what it does to AVAX. Go work it on any of these tokens. What does it do to Solana? Let's get this loaded up. What does it do to Solana? It takes Solana back to these areas over here. All that it's doing is testing these previous points over here. And you can see here, from where we are right now, 100%. So guys, be prepared for both. If you have money to buy, if we drop this line today, it comes down to the damn Bitcoin chart. That's all that it's coming down to right now. You jump in over here, you put this in, because dominance is going up, everything's following Bitcoin. If we drop this line today, and we are at resistance right now. Pattern does show that 68% of the time we dump from here. Be aware of that. This line is going to give you that indication. If we do drop that line, preserve capital. If you have money to buy Bitcoin at 15 or 20 or 10K, and you're willing to hodl some of your portfolio, good for you. If you don't have money and you can't afford to have that drop again, farm some damn tokens and build your Bitcoin, build your ETH, build them at that token. It will play a role. Remember, you are bringing your average down. Remember, if I bought $3,000 worth of ETH for one ETH at $3,000, and at $1,000 I can accumulate 3. If ETH just goes back to $2,000, I've already doubled my money. I've brought my entry all the way down. Think about it, guys. Don't complicate it. So that's what I'm looking at now. I am going to bring Mama Sniper on shortly. Give me 2 minutes, and Mama Sniper will be joining. I had to rant today. I had to just get the juices flowing again, and to get back to who we are and what we do on this channel. So if we have a look at that now, I want to go through a few short-term ones here that I'm getting ready for. Okay, the first one for me is THETA. THETA on the 1 hour for me, broken trend, retesting right now. I have a short-term. The only short-term trade is this one and 1 or 2 that I'll show you more now. I'm taking a short-term little long on here now. Stop loss, previous low, because I know if this turns now and Bitcoin breaks those wedge, I'm getting out of my longs and I'm prepping for some big ass shorts because the market's coming down and it's coming down damn hard. So if the bullish scenario plays out, THETA is one of them I want to be in first, definitely, because we can be looking at THETA going back to 1.5. 1.3, 1.5, those regions, the percentages are big. This is short time, okay? So for the guys that are looking for short-term views. Now, remember those big trend lines, this one over here. For the spot traders, people that aren't in leverage, people that aren't in that, be very aware, yeah, you don't want to miss this trade if it breaks out. Trust me, you don't want to miss this trade. And then all the guys that have given me some shots, I'm going to give one back. You'll see. So THETA is definitely one of them. If we look at DOT as well, close to support. So I'll actually go live. If Bitcoin breaks that wedge, I'll go live and we'll do some short term and we'll have some fun. And guess what? My damn streak's going to come again and it's going to start again and I'm going to shut everyone up. Okay, let's get in here. Mama Sniper, what's happening? Your son's got energy today.
I see so. You're on a roll, huh?
He's got energy today. What's happening?
Hello, you beautiful people out there. I'm well. How are you?
I'm good.
Yeah, that was some really great analysis that you went through. I think everybody needs to hear it, and I think everybody needs to understand that the possibilities here at play. I know everyone's been commenting on the stock RSIs. Stock RSIs are high on some of the time frames.
That's why it has to happen now.
Yeah, but I also remember. And I picked this up in the last bull run. I know we're not in a bull run, we're in a bear run. So it doesn't really happen quite often now. But your biggest pumps, if you go back on history, especially in the last bull run, go look when the big pumps happened. Those stock RSIs were all the way on the top. It's like they trick you. They're like, okay, stock RSIs are telling you we are in overbought territory. We're about to go down. But that is when the biggest pumps actually happened, was on there. So that is why we always waited. So you got 2 lines on the stock RSI. We always waited for a confirmation of the 2 lines turning down, and they cross each other. So they actually cross each other and turn down, and we always waited for that. So sometimes they can be in an overbought position, but they haven't actually crossed down to the downward side, and then the biggest runs and the biggest pumps actually happen while they're at the top, and the biggest dumps happen while they're at the bottom, where they catch people out because you think, okay, we're at the bottom now, we are oversold, so let's buy in, but then the biggest dumps actually happen at the bottom as well. So we always just watch the RSI and draw so we work with the trend lines and the RSIs together. As soon as the your RSIs are on the top or at the bottom and you've drawn your trend line and it crosses below or above, then that is obviously a indication that we are changing direction. And then the blue and the red line on the stock RSI actually crosses and starts pointing in the opposite direction. So always just keep that in mind. So we can still run on the top and we can still run at the bottom as well. And I was seeing all the comments about everybody and with everyone and with being stopped out. I mean that trade that we did 2 days ago was perfect. It was like a perfect trade. And, we hate stop losses just as much as you guys do, because it was unfortunate that week happened and everyone got stopped out. But you know what, we have to use them. We have to protect ourselves because we are in a very volatile market at the moment. So as frustrating as it is, guys, we're feeling it with you. It's so
The
we
winning
are getting
streak
stopped
comes.
out.
It comes.
Okay.
You actually, I said the winning streak comes. You actually got
No, it
to
does
earn a
come.
winning
No, it
streak. You got
does
to earn a
come.
winning streak. You got to.
As long as you're learning a
Um,
lesson, that's fine. So, but you know, guys, just try not do away with stop losses because you can get liquidated. You can lose a lot of money. As frustrating as it is, I think just as stick to the
yeah.
trends and obviously trust in the trends and all of that. Yeah.
Especially right now, because we're at that critical wedge now. A big move's coming, so you
Yeah.
got to crunch down at these stages. So for me personally, short time frame, I've taken a short ETH long. I took it yesterday afternoon, and a theta long as well. If you see over here at the moment, I did take a $60,000 position on ETH on a long, and I did take $53,000 position on theta as well at those stages. And my stops are going so tight right now. And if it turns, I am going to be looking at some short-term views. What are you trading right now? What are you thinking? What is your? I know which
What do
coin.
you?
I definitely know
No,
which
so
coin.
yeah, so look, I think I'm looking at Bitcoin. Obviously, that pennant is. Can I share screen quickly?
Go for it. Go for it. Go for it.
Okay, so obviously all eyes are on Bitcoin, where we're at. I know you've got this trend line as well drawn there. I've got a second trend line drawn in between this pennant as well. So I am keeping eyes on both of these. So I've got this one, which is obviously more on the hour time frame, a trend line that has been drawn, and then I've got my second trend line within this pennant. So I am looking at, if we do break this one, we might find a bounce off of this area over here. If not, then obviously we're coming down to the bottom of the pennant. And if we break down below this pennant, then obviously you've already been through the lower lows that we can go down to and work on that. But yeah, I am in theta at the moment. I think theta breaking out of this is quite good, but something with theta is that it likes to have fake outs as well. So I am keeping a close eye on it. So I'm keeping a close eye on what Bitcoin's doing, because the theta likes to have fake outs and it does follow what Bitcoin's doing. So it might have been stronger and pushed through here. But obviously we'll see what Bitcoin does, then I'll make a decision. So this is obviously the tight line that we've got here, the same as what you've got. It broke out of this pennant. And then if I go, let's go to the daily. I've obviously got my 3 trend lines going. So these are the important trend lines. So this one we haven't broken yet. If we break this one, then this is where I think we'll go back up to test this trend line over here, which is under the support over here, and then so forth. So these are the 3 different lines, trend lines that I am watching. And like I mentioned in the show the other day, if we do break below this pennant over here, same as Bitcoin, I do see areas down to the 70, 80 cents, which will mean a test of this support over here. So yeah, we're still in the same position on theta. And then I think Ethereum also, you've looked at Ethereum, and Ethereum had a nice little pop out the other day as well, which you showed now. And let me ask you something. What is your I'd say top 5 coins for this next bull run?
Let's go through them. I'm out of the. I don't think I'm ever going to trade. Maybe 1%. I'm never going to trade small caps again. Just for the sake of like where I am now, I think if you got smaller capital and you can time it right, I think it can be great. But you got to have a bit of luck and these sort of things. So I am sticking with the higher alts. I'm sticking with the higher ones that because now we're starting to see how weak crypto gets in a bear market. It gets pretty weak, and the big companies even fall. Like a lot gets to those stages. So let's actually go through them. I think Polygon is a big one. I think Polygon is going to perform well. We've been speaking about the possible Bitcoin breakout now. And if we look at the bullish term on where Polygon is right now, MATIC, we can be looking, we could see already that MATIC was breaking that little short-term view over there. And if it starts to really now break out of here, you have the top ranges of close to the 70 cents mark. And then when it starts to get to the crunch time, if Bitcoin goes to those high levels, I'm looking at MATIC go back to anywhere of these region areas up here. These are relief bounces. It's not even the bullish scenario. This is relief. I think it's irresponsible to think too bullish right now, like thinking past the relief bounce. I think right now we think about the relief bounce and what we can do in that time until after that. So I think MATIC's going to be one of the top performers when we finally get the relief bounce. I do see a doubling in that sort of area. So I think MATIC's definitely one of my favorites at that zone. Look at DOT.
And I mean, quite a few of these calls that you're going through now and coins that you're going through now, I mean, the long-term views and plays have been posted on CoinPanel as well. So they are available.
All there. It's all there.
The take profits, the stop loss zones.
Everything. Yeah, I feel even your spot wallets, even a good portion of your long-term wallets should have some stop losses right now. Like I was saying, if you got more money to capitalize, if Bitcoin goes to 10K, then that's fine. And you can hold through it. That's cool. But if you can't, like I feel a big part of your portfolio should be on stop losses, at least under the wedges, the main wedges, at least, if the damage comes, because you can take advantage of collecting some more tokens. So it's time now to preserve capital. It's definitely time. My next one over here is DOT. DOT for me as well. Relief bounce, just a small relief bounce. Remember, there's all the damage. I'm not even talking about a relief bounce to these areas over here. I see DOT as being one of the strong performers, and I see, you can see 100, 120, 130% just to those levels over there. Who knows? We never know. We got to stop thinking we Einsteins in the game as well. I've learned a lot. This game's humbled me a lot. Who knows? DOT maybe breaks that trend on the next one, and it does go to $30 again. Then you're looking at a 5x, 6x, 8x. Like, you got to be prepared for both. And the only difference is this time is don't be afraid to buy the very high time frame relief bounce wedges. But as that thing progresses and we get to another critical wedge or another critical pattern or another critical zone, just tighten those damn stop losses and let it move. You know what I mean? But don't miss the opportunity. People are going to wait. And the problem is when people wait, the market can be back. It can be 300%. I'm telling you guys, read it. It's very simple. The market goes up 300% from here. Retail is back. And that's the problem. They come when the market's 300, 500, 1,000% up. And we've seen this so many times now. We're not stupid now, guys. We've seen this many, many, many times. So let's trade it as it is. So DOT's definitely one of the top performers as well. AVAX, look at this, guys. Like, look at this. Do you see where we are right now? We have just come through crazy, crazy, crazy movements. Now everyone is, that's actually funny. Now everyone's bearish. Now everyone is wanting to short the market. Now, after all of this, doesn't it feel like this? Doesn't it feel when we were here, where everyone was bullish? Me, myself, everyone was bullish. Everyone was buying. Now everyone is selling. Everyone is shorting. Can you not see it? Can you not see it? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's starting to become a lot more clearer now. This is why you're here every day. This is why we have the community. Like, it's for this knowledge and this experience. So for me, AVAX, same thing. AVAX, come here, come there. You're looking at 100, 150% AVAX. Let's go through Fantom. Look at that. Look at it. It's incredible. You know what I mean? So you can't miss these heavy wedge breakouts. And look here. We go there. What is that for Fantom? That's still bearish. To 270%. Guys, to sleep now is ridiculous. I know the market's boring, but like, this is where you should be working your hardest. Definitely. Solana. Look at Solana. There we go. To that region over there, 150%. Cardano. Look at this. To be bearish now and to see the whole of Twitter and everyone bearish and wanting to just short, you're trying to squeeze the last little bit. You're trying to long here. Maybe there is a push to 10. Maybe. But you're trying to squeeze this little move here, where the market has just done this. You're trying to squeeze that. And that's where it gets absolutely hurt. Like, it's time to make a recovery from what's happened, and this is how you do it. So Cardano, same thing. Cardano's got that little wedge at the bottom over there, and Cardano just goes back here, 100%. It just goes back here. The only way people want to know, how do I recover my losses, is consistency. is learning from the past and being consistent and averaging down. If this market does this now, let me paint the picture for you. Now this breaks up, okay? You're not anywhere near your entries, okay? Doesn't matter. This picks up over here now, and you now take your account, you 2 exit from here, or you 2.5 exits. And this thing forms a trend like this, and it shoots up, and it forms that trend. All of a sudden, we break that now, and now we're showing strength to the downside, okay? What do you do then? You stop the shit of hodling. You stop the thing, because now you know hodling can get you into shit unless you're a very long-term trader. You crunch up in your stop losses at this level, and now the market tanks. And when the market tanks, and we then form another sort of trend or something at the sort of level, and you buy back, in that time, you accumulated another 40% more tokens, which means that your entry that you took over here, like I explained it earlier, comes down here. And you do that again, it comes down here. It comes down here. You don't even understand that over the next 3 months, if you can long the market in the right position and you can get out into cash and farm tokens in the next position, it takes 2 or 3 trades, and it doesn't matter if you bought the absolute top. You can bring that entry all the way down by being consistent in the market.
And your recovery is a lot quicker as well.
Tons. No, think about it. Like, it's a lot quicker. If you 2x your amount of Cardano from here, it means if price goes back here, you break even now. Or you had to wait for this whole thing to recover over the next year. Then you only break even. Then you're only starting to maybe make a little bit of money. You know what I mean? Like, it's very much common sense of what we're doing. Cardano, look at Chainlink. I'll go through ThorChain now. It is ridiculous.
So one of the strategies that I currently work on is every little trade that I do take. Look, I do dollar cost average in. I am dollar costing average in a little bit at the moment, but every little daily trade that we take, I like to try and split it, especially on the winning trades. The ones where we stopped out of, we just obviously we keep that and we carry on, we recover. But I take 33% of that, put it into dollars. 33% I put into my own currency so that I can spend it and use it on what I have to, and 33% I dollar cost average into tokens. So I'm sitting. So I will, and I've actually got a target. So I've written down my top 10 tokens, and I've obviously got my cheap coins as well. And I've actually written down a target of, by the time that the market moves, how many tokens do I want to sit with? And I'm working towards those. So that is why I take 33% out and I buy my tokens, my 33% profits, I buy tokens. And then my targets start getting a little bit smaller because I'm reaching my targets. The other 33% that I've stored in dollars is for if a big drop does happen, there's dollars sitting there waiting to buy up the drops.
Yeah,
that's it. And then the other 33% goes towards the other 33% goes towards living, and all of that. So yeah, I mean, that's why I asked you what are your top 5 to 10 coins, because I think it's important that everybody chooses now, because it is coming, whether it's coming now or the next run is coming in 2 months or it's coming in early 2023. There is no better time to start prepping than now. I think we've all learned a lot of lessons. We've all learned a lot of hardship, and I think we've all lost and we've all won. And I think now is the time to actually start prepping and getting a strategy in place. What is it that you want, and what tokens do you want to hold, and what type of strategies? I mean, we've got different strategies. Sheldon's got his strategies of the tokens he's showing now. I've got my tokens, but and I also, Sheldon doesn't like the little cheapy coins, but I do. But it's a personal choice. That is something that we do, but obviously with risk management alongside it. So I think now is a very important time to look at the bigger picture, because if you look at the chart's bigger picture, I think we zoom in too much, and we try and we focus on, which you have to for your daily trades, but I think you've got to zoom out just a little bit and actually have a look at the bigger picture as to where we are and what we can do going forward, so that, because this isn't this isn't a destination. This is a journey. This is something that we're going to journey. We're still going to journey it for years. So it's not a get rich quick scheme. It's not any of that. So we need to plan now for the next 2-3 years. So looking at all the charts on a bigger time frame, understanding which ones are obviously safe, doing your own research on these tokens, getting your top 10 tokens or top 5, top 3, whichever it is. There is no wrong or right way. You get to choose the strategy, and start saving money for these big dumps, because we all know that there's a possibility that we are still going down, but then also start accumulating and dollar cost averaging so that you start bringing your buying price down and your recovery becomes so much quicker. Putting your stop losses in place for serious drops so that you can buy back in lower. There is just so many strategies, and I know we focus on a lot of the day-to-day trading, but I think we need to start looking at the bigger picture so that after a year or two, we can actually all just sit back and go, wow, what a journey that was. What a ride that was.
Yeah, I think that's a very interesting sort of topic on it. For me, the higher time frames is a certain percentage of my portfolio is what I'm focused on. One thing I liked about us zooming in on short-term trading in this time is you just learn a lot very quickly. The problem is with the high time frame, it takes you a long time to learn. You have to go through all of this. So you have to go through all of those dumps. Now, if you zoom into 15 minutes and 1 hour and you trade it every day, you will actually see that all of this happens in those time frames, the same patterns. It's the same thing, but it happens. So I think it's a great way to learn quick, and I think it's a nice way to get used to the volatility, get used to the patterns, get used to the strategy, get used to stop losses, get used to these sort of things. And then it's true. Look at a different part of your portfolio and look at the higher time frame, like your long terms and your spot wallets, like your long high time frames. You should not be looking at any 4 hour, you should be looking at daily and these sort of things, unless it's a very critical wedge like we are today, where you just want to make very sure, because you know where we are right now. It's quite a deadly position where we're at. But use all of them. So I got my trading portfolio. My short time frame I love because it keeps me hot, it keeps me warm, it teaches me a lot, it keeps me structured. And then I got the hard time frames here where we've written everything. We've hodled as well. We've done these things. We've learned a lot along those journeys. But now I have an indication on hard time frames and that to say holy shit, look at your whole portfolio now. Look, not just your short time frame. Look at everything right now, because if this goes in the right direction, you can make a massive difference over the next 2 months, 3 months, 6 months. If you're consistent, you can make it all back and plus, in a very short period of time. If you look, sorry, I just want to show this quick. So you look at Chainlink, look at the pushes here, 100% there. Guys were asking me for ThorChain. Guys, a lot of these major alts are in that area. ThorChain, look at that. Look at it. It's insane. Now people are bearish. Now people want to short. Now people want this. Come on, you know what I mean? A push over here, you're looking at 100%. Push over there, you're looking at a 300%. Push over there. I think we get it. So I think tomorrow, let's go through all of our coins. I see we're nearly on an hour now. So I think, Mom, tomorrow, if you can prep all of your altcoin charts that you want to show the community, they want to know your tokens. So if you can create a formula for that, create not only the watch list of the tokens, create the percentages of your portfolio and what's not only your entering plan is, but also your exiting plan is over the next sort of move. Either way, if the market goes to 10K or it goes to 30K from here, how are you going to trade it with those specific tokens? If you can do it, then I'll do the majors as well, and I'll do my list as well. And I think tomorrow we have a Sniper and Mama Sniper coin selection show where we go through everything. We can even get 1 or 2 of the community members on, give us some tokens, and we'll help you guys strategize throughout the rest.
Perfect.
I love you lots, Mama.
Love you too. Well done. Now. Great show.
Thank you. We're going to go record some education now. Let's go get the education. Randy's talking. It's it has to happen now. So the education dropping this weekend, actually. Very exciting. Thanks, Mom. Love you lots.
Pleasure. Love you too. Have a good day, everybody.
So, Banter. No. James. I'm going to speak to Ron. I'm going to get you fired. So, Banter fam, remember, If you agree, this is educational purpose only, and you are taking, remember to use the links below. Open exchanges, please. It funds. I have a lot of team members here. It helps fund it. So that is highly appreciated. Remember, we have CoinPanel there as well. And to the guys, give me those shots. Give them to me. Hit a man while he's down, because I'm coming back strong. Get happy, guys. Lift the spirits up. It's a good life. It's a good day. It is time. Let's do it. Let's kick ass together. I love you lots, Banter fam, and I'll see you all on the next episode. Much love. Now you can do it, James.
Are you sure?
Now you can do it.
Now.
I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. Think about it every night and day. Earn my wings and fly.